Hi, I'm Chris Reinolds, and I just wanted to tell you that good ministries are killing your church. If you give me 2 minutes, I'll tell you why. Gather canned goods, gather toothpaste, gather backpacks, gather school supplies, gather clothes, gather shoe boxes, gather shoes, gather stuffed animals, gather money, gather. Then select a representative to take all that you've gathered to a central location for someone else to take to the recipient of what's been gathered. Then come back, hear a report of the total number of items gathered, and then celebrate with the people who helped gather the stuff. While that's good ministry, that's not great ministry, because that's resource-driven ministry and not relationship-driven ministry, and it's slowly killing your church. Matthew 28:19, Jesus says, "Go therefore and make disciples of all nations." Our ministry calling is primarily a relationship-driven calling. Go and make disciples. How can you make disciples of a people whom you've never met? Answer, you can't. Resource-driven ministry makes us feel like we're accomplishing much. It allows us to help the struggling, the hurting, the broken people who are in difficult positions, which is good. But the sad reality is, if done alone, it undermines our fundamental calling to go and make disciples, because it actually keeps us from interacting with those whom we've been called to engage with the gospel. It communicates to a struggling and broken world that we are willing to help as long as the situation isn't too messy, too broken, too far gone, or require too much of our time. Jesus immersed himself in broken situations to reach the broken hearts of those whom he ministered to. He built relationships to show and share his love. Then he discipled those that he had built relationships with so that they might see his words and his actions as what it means to be a follower of God. Jesus' relationship-driven ministry required resources, but many of those resources weren't found in a checkbook or in a wallet or in somebody's purse. The resources that they required were time, energy, effort, conversations, encouragement, prayer, tears, pain, suffering, all things that Jesus offered up in his relationship-driven ministry. Therefore, my question to you is, how can you retool your resource-driven ministry that is keeping you from your primary calling of making disciples to the relationship-driven emphasis that will turn your good ministry into a great discipleship and kingdom-building ministry? I'm Chris Reynolds, and thank you for 2 minutes.